It is time to be still, beloved. My name is Michael, but socially you can call me Tempest. And I am making my way onto this app that honestly I'm scared of, to just try to cultivate a corner in space for wise conversations. I feel like that's something that is being missed a lot. Not that I feel like I have anything more special to say than anybody else, but I am trying to be faithful to my own gifts, my own calling. So little old me, I've accumulated so much just anecdotal observations and little truisms. I have so many journals. I have so many notepads and notebooks just full of different little passages and just little things I write down that I feel like they just get put in my spirit. And I am just gonna bring this on here, and we're just gonna have a little space to just chit chat about these things and just, I don't know, just have a little space to just talk about things that could provide more wisdom into our lives. So this is a segment that I want to call Tempest TikTalks, TikTalks. This is not the setting we're gonna have. This is temporary. This isn't even my car, it's my boyfriend's car. So these are gonna be like my little mini segments that I'm gonna just try to do on TikTok and keep it cute, okay? So what I have is one of the things I keep is little mementos, truism, anecdotes that I feel in my spirit that I just think about day to day. And I have so many of these, and I'm just going to start sharing these randomly. So I just picked one today from a random day. And this day was actually on April the 9th of this year. So I'm going to put the screenshot on the screen so you guys can read along if you want. And we're going to talk about this and just see what comes up. Our hearts can deceive us because we can be emotionally and mentally attached to concepts and ideals that not only distort reality, but reject truth. This is why we should not be emotionally driven. We have to manage our emotions and use them as indicators for where we are, but not rely on them for validation. So pause. I'm going to talk about that really quick. Okay, so I'm going to unpack this first part first. Okay, and don't mind any typos, girl. Okay, I type these out in manic neurodivergent states. So we're gonna, okay, let me not even eat myself up. Okay, I'll be trying. Okay, so yeah, because I always consider emotions to be, or recently, during this year, I've learned and consider emotions to be more, perspective based. And what I mean by that is that our perspective influences what we feel. So sometimes what we are emotionally attached to or responding to is our version of reality and I know this is not stirring the pot, okay? I know sometimes people like to hear things said a different way, so maybe I can say it in a way that helps somebody think about it, okay? So this is a hard truth even for me. So it's like sometimes our realities our perspectives of reality are actually not only untrue, but those realities we come up with in our heads can actually reject truth, and we not realize it because our emotions are enhancing. Our emotions specifically, we're specifically talking about emotions, right? Are enhancing that view. I always consider emotions to be, in essence and in functionality, connectors and enhancers so that we are energetically tied to and motivated and aware of and connected to our environment. Like that's what they're meant to do. But since they are subjective based, because we can all experience the same thing or witness the same thing, but not feel the same thing from it, right? And there's a reason for that because our perspectives can be different. So for some of us, these perspectives actually reject what is going on in real life, and we can be so unaware of it. So it's worth double checking and not being led by our emotions. And if you're a person of faith, there's so many proverbs that talk about not being a slave to being carnally minded when it comes to like reacting and being emotional. You're supposed to operate from a perspective of integrity and stature. So continuing, they can be seen as enhancers as well as tools that can be misguided and be misused. And that's specific because your emotions can be used against you, especially by people who have skills or talents or gifts for being able to pick those out in people easier than others. Unfortunately, people can utilize that against us, and you know that, girl. Even gut feelings are not feelings at all. When we receive spiritual discernment or are spiritually aware, sometimes that can translate to our emotions, but it is not driven by them. So what I mean by that is our more intuitive feelings. When you get like an intuitive unction, prompting about something, especially spiritually, is that feeling in itself really isn't a feeling because it's more spiritually, it's more spiritually influenced, when it's accurate, right? So your intuition or that gut feeling is more tied to objective truth, like in reality. So therefore, it doesn't translate the same way as other emotions as we would describe them, like anger and sadness or whatever. It's not the same thing as like an intuitive prompting because it's not an emotion on that same link. It is an awareness of a truth, a spiritual truth or a practical truth, or both. So yeah. If that resonates with you, let me know in the comments. Let's have a chit chat about that. I'm not trying to make this super deep, and the way I wrote it might not be good. So yeah, just let me know. Let's see what this corner, takes us. All right. Bye bye.